And Age UK is a brilliant organisation, charity. Yeah, so we don't really get the whole, FBS, supported over 1,000 families in total for domestic abuse, and how much money they've saved our community. And how many kids have gone on to become healthy and safe and without becoming adult perpetrators.
I mean, to all the parents out there, everyone's had that moment of despair with your kids, and you kind of go, I just need a bit of help, I just don't know where to go from here, and like you say, the problem with the NHS is it's if it's a square peg in a square hole, if you don't match that, you kind of fall through the cracks. So we need people like you who can pick up these people and they just need help.
I have a question for the mums and dads out there. Where is the boundary set? So if your 3-year-old slaps you in the face, they're only 3. Now I'm old school. I would still punish somehow that 3-year-old because you're setting a boundary, but it's not straightforward, is it? So
no.
This is when do parents think, well, this has become a problem, and call you? And are you taking any new parents? Because a teenager is pretty strong, and if you're fearful of living in a house with your kids, that must be
horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think though, like I think it's 87% of our cases from the God knows how many hundreds have witnessed domestic abuse, been part of a domestic abuse relationship with their parents. So kids are not born abusers.
No one is born anything.
No one. Yeah. Even when we're working with adult perpetrators, and some organisations kind of frown when I say this, but when we're working with adult perpetrators, male or female perpetrators, they're also victims of something.
Yeah.
That does not excuse what they're doing, but we need to make them accountable for their future behaviours and not look at their past, because that's not useful.
No one is born violent,
No. And that's
just what you're
them.
Yeah.
Breaking the chain. Like, the thing that worries me is that teachers that were bully their students, and that's a fact, right? And we find it difficult to fire a teacher. It's almost near impossible. Last year, only 3 teachers got fired for underperformance. That worries me. And I think, well, if you were domestically abused as a child, then you're going to take it onto your next child, and you're doing such an important job. You're breaking the barrier of all of that. Amazing.
And also, it depends on I went to school in the 70s where corporal punishment at the schools was you got in trouble, you got the cane.
I got the slipper.
I personally, this is only my personal opinion, think it didn't hurt because there was something that was a genuine fear to say, you can go so far, but you're going to end up getting boundaries, this. There's a boundary, and I know we can't do that anymore, and the world has changed, and I understand why, but are there replacements?
There's lots of things. Years ago, to become a teacher, you had to go through extensive training. You had to so much work experience. Now you can go in for as soon as you finish uni.
Yeah,
you can go in fast track, be a teacher with no life experience, no customer service experience, not going out and working elsewhere. It's the same with the police. Now you can just go fast track. That doesn't work for school, for any institution, including education. Then you've got younger and younger teachers. You've also got the whole domestic abuse, with so much money being pumped into victims, but not enough money being pumped in to stop that intergenerational cycle. Stop it from the root. Why are you waiting for it to? Why pumping in trillions to, once they have been for a domestic abuse relationship? Put it in the root. Stop it from happening again, which is what we're trying to. I mean, money's just being wasted left, right, and centre. And then charities like us, and it's not just us, who are trying to stop that from happening over and over again, have to go on Facebook and say, every pound helps. Give us £1, please. Yeah, they'll go on and say, all these victims and show. I'm not going to show a child's face and say, please help this child. But the ones that go on, what was it, a couple of weeks ago? They got 11 grand in 2 days. I'm trying to raise 7 grand for our rent, and I've only got about £1,000.
Oh, we're gonna help on the night, because we're gonna do a raffle. We're gonna give a percentage of tickets.
what I'm saying is it's very difficult. It's not about FBS.
No.
But
Yeah.
very
Everybody.
difficult for charities that are kind of do not want to kind of go out there all the time, like AIDS UK, like Cooking Champions, brilliant charities, and say, look at us, we've just done this. Did you even know about it? We just do it. We
Yeah.
just do it
Get on with
because
it, yeah.
it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm so proud of our community in Enfield, because 99, not all charities, 99% of the charities, there are some corrupt one, guys, and if you want to know
Yeah.
which one,
Oh, of course, I'm
before
sure.
you
Yeah.
donate, come to me and I'll tell you to save your but 99% of the charities within our local community are top,
Mm.
brilliant charities. That's why there's no one winner for a charity.
No, I mean, if you're going to give a charity, give it to a local charity, because if you give it, I know what I'm saying, don't say these big national charities don't do good. They do, but they're also funding a CEO, huge amounts of staff. You know, the chances are your first year of contributions is going to go off paying people's
Choose
wages.
wisely. Look, I want to
Yeah.
bring Andrew in. I don't know if you've ever met Andrew. Andrew's a local journalist. He's a music journalist, but he also writes for the Enfield Dispatch. These guys are up for an award as well as best local
No,
provider. Andrew, good morning.
Yeah, Andrew.
Are you a director of Enfield Football Club too?
I am. I am indeed.
Like another one of our customers.
Yeah.
yeah.
And a
Right,
co-presenter
I'm
for
going
you.
to go and do my house cleaning, but Andrew,
Before you go,
like-
can I ask you a question? Can I ask
Yeah.
you a question? It's
Yeah.
side issue. We always like to address things that are in the news. Do you, as a woman, do you feel comfortable with a male policeman right now? Do you
Yeah.
feel that they good? Emma?
Yeah, yeah.
Good. I'm glad to hear that, because if you listen to the news, everyone doesn't trust policemen.
let me
I think
tell
they
you
do a
something.
good job.
Let me tell you something. I train police officers when they're new recruits, right?
Yeah.
And there are a lot of racism. They are bigots, blah 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 blah. But it's a minority, not a majority.
No. Yeah.
Right. And I'm talking from firsthand. My husband's a police officer, and I
Yeah.
can tell you firsthand, he's experienced racism, and
Yeah.
he's Turkish Cypriot. So he,
Oh,
yeah. And he's blonde. He can get away with being English, right?
Yeah.
The name itself causes racism. What I'm saying to you is, there are bastards out there.
Yeah.
Don't look at the bottom. Look
No.
at the top.
Yeah.
Look at the top.
The fish
Um,
rots
and
from the
I
head
know-
down.
Firsthand from training police officers. So
Wow.
I do feel safe. They are a minority. We should out those people who are minority, but give an opportunity for the majority.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what we've got to do is make it easier to report these bad eggs and for them to do something. There's nothing worse when you report them and nothing happens.
Yeah, but the bad eggs are the ones that are pencil pushers. The inspectors.
Yeah, it's the top. Yeah.
It's the inspectors that you don't see. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
Now
And obviously, you do have racist police officers out in the street. So yeah, please report them. Don't try and do something yourself. You're not a vigilante,
No.
but report them. But it's the people at the top that are giving them that power to do that, because they are exactly the same. So
This is a
I
positive
am-
show, but we like to make change. The amount of times I finish the show and then get a text message from a counsellor unhappy with what was said. Like we're not afraid of
No,
bringing
we
issues
are
up.
all responsible. We all have a responsibility for change, and we all need to know what that change needs to look like, so we know which direction we're heading in. It's the same with social workers, guys. Every social worker goes into the job saying, "I'm going to make a change. I'm really going to help families," and then they're institutionalized. So it's the top.
Yeah.
So now when I speak to a social worker, I'm like, for God's sake, you've been institutionalized. Crap. When I meet a new one, I always say, please don't be institutionalized. Keep talking to me so I can keep you on the right path, because so far you're doing well. Please just stay on the right path. But it's the top. There's not
Yeah.
enough money. There's not enough time. Do.
I have a question.
Go.
How many families in Enfield have you helped?
It's since 2012, 973.
Whoa.
And that's just for child to
Wow.
parent abuse. For domestic abuse, recurring from domestic abuse is 1,000 something. And for adult perpetrators, I think, because that's new in the last 2 years, that's 200 and something.
And it's primarily counselling, yeah?
coaching, counselling, going to schools, fighting the council to get kids back home who are in care, where their parents have had mental health issues from
That's
domestic
a
abuse.
full-time enterprise.
Listen, we work 8 till 8,
Wow.
5 days a week.
Don't
Sometimes
stop.
it's non-stop. Emma knows it's non-stop, but it's not a job. It's not a job. We love it. It's our duty. And each family that walks through our doors, the kids hate us
Yeah.
to the core because they don't know us. But you know what? You blame them.
I've got to
But by
admit,
the time
whenever
they
you go into FBS and you see all the guys in there, considering the amount of stuff these guys have to deal with on a day-to-day,
A lot.
hour-to-hour, minute-to-minute basis, they are the most positive, upbeat, and caring people I have ever met.
Yeah.
They
Oh.
go through so much, but they really are. They're just
You're an
fantastic.
amazing human being. You know, I've told you that before. Like you're really kind and you're so lovely. I hope that you do some self-care this weekend.
Yeah, it's important.
I am.
What are you doing? What are you doing for your self-care?
This is how much I like you guys. I'm here with my dressing gown on. I'm
So
going to
am
do my housework because I'm home in weeks. I'm going to do my housework and then I'm just going to Netflix it. Bog roll TV. Bog roll TV. That's exactly what I'm doing. But you know what, guys? We are so lucky to be in this community. We're so lucky to have each other, lift each other up as much as we can. I love Emma. She knows I love Emma. She's a life. Anyone needs anything printed or any advice, go to Emma. She's your woman. Seriously.
Don't
But
forget
for now-
Colin.
oh yeah, but
Oh, Colin, yeah.
Colin's really good Colin gives really good hugs.
God, this is a mutual loving.
I know.
Why not? Let's spread a bit of
In
love.
the interest of time, the show does stop in
Sorry, I've got to
14
go.
minutes, so we've got to
Right,
do
you
the
guys
sport.
get on because I talk too much. I'll see you guys soon. See you
Bye.
later. Bye.
All right, so we're going to move on into the sports, and then what we're doing at the weekend. Then it's a wrap. Then we're done. So Andrew, over to you.
Well, listen.
Andrew, would you consider Boris you making a stand-up comedy thing on Boris? A bit risky because people might not like it, but would you consider it?
We'll have a. I'm not in many people's good books at the moment, but I wouldn't mind having a go if you don't mind.
Would you
But,
really come on and do Boris?
Well,
I
we'll
think
see.
it's bloody hilarious.
We'll have a chat about it.
Listen,
listen,
the Labour lot will love
It
it.
isn't often on the show that we have a breaking story, but
Go on with
the
the
last
breaking
5
story.
minutes, the pitch inspection, and the game is on today.
Oh, it is.
Enfield Town.
Wonderful.
Against Cray Wanderers, a massive game, 5th against 6th.
8 points.
It's the big game of the day in the division. We're clinging on to 5th place to get us into the playoffs. They're
It's
only
the biggest game of the whole day.
in our division. It's the biggest game of the day, and we got 4 more games after this. Everyone's a cup final, on paper. So it's a very squeaky bum time, but it's also very exciting. The next 3 weeks. After today, 2 home, 2 away, and I also must mention next Friday, Good Friday, at the football club.
Yeah.
The Cinelli brothers, perhaps certainly the best rhythm and blues band I've ever seen. So if you're free on Good Friday, come on down to the club, and we've got a really sensational band there. If you're anybody watching are free. I can assure you the Cinelli brothers are absolutely wonderful. So that's Good Friday. As for today, 3 o'clock kickoff against Cray Wanderers. Get down to Donkey Lane. Spurs aren't playing till Monday, so no excuses. Arsenal, we won't talk about them, Malcolm. But we're hoping for a huge crowd today. And
Other sport, Andrew, is there anything else happening in the world?
other sport. What else? What other sport?
Formula One, apparently.
Yeah,
It's
there's a Grand Prix this
Grand
weekend.
Prix,
Malcolm,
I
you
think.
know about that.
Yeah.
Also in boxing, Anthony Joshua is back very slowly, trying to build his way back up. He's fighting tonight.
I think Colin can tell us a little bit about boxing. But is that you fancy that old man to win tonight?
I don't follow boxing at the moment. I used to a lot, but yeah, when it all went over to Sky, it sort of started getting a bit mainstream and a bit.
Yeah.
Well, Joshua's fighting tonight, so
He's
Yeah,
fighting in
that's
America, but it's not a
That's
title
it.
fight, Gary. It's just a stepping stone to get him back up to where he wants to be. We got Manchester City and Liverpool, huge game in the Premier League at 12:30 today. Verstappen is on pole position for the Australian Grand Prix. Here on Malcolm.
Yeah.
One fan. But yeah, I think there's nothing much bigger than Enfield Town at the moment.
My favorite part of the show, I don't know why, it's the end bit where everyone says what they're doing at the weekend. It inspires others to do things. So if Colin, I'd love to hear you too. For me today, I'm organizing the Enfield Awards. I'm trying to, because there's only 10 tickets left.
Really?
10, that's it.
10.
Done. 10 left. So I'm trying to call the people that are in the finalists that are like me.
What time does it start?
5:30.
6.
Well, yeah, but the best people come first, right? So you're welcome to come at
So I
5.
suppose the
Join
three,
me at the bar.
I suppose the three finalists in each category, they'll be the priority to get their tickets, wouldn't they, Gary?
That's right. So like because it's open to all. One company could come and buy those last 10. So I'm going to get on the phone, and Panay Richards has offered to help me too. Thank you, Panay. We're going to try and get the finalists there.
And we got. And I suppose you should also mention, should you not, that people can still vote up until what is it, 12th of April? Is it?
You
didn't
never
mention it's
get. You'll
important.
never guess how many votes we've had. You'll never guess it.
How many in total?
Should we have?
And I'll have a
I'll
guess.
show you because my eyes can't believe the number. Take a guess.
Oh,
5,000.
No, how many?
4,000, something like that.
Try double that. We're
You're
close to
joking.
8,000 votes.
My
That's
goodness.
wow.
no, that's really
Wow.
good. Oh, Sibel, coming. Morning, Sibel.
Morning, Sibel. Oh, my
and
favorite
Gary-
teacher. Come on,
Gary, should you not mention to everybody what the latest you can vote?
It's about printing the certificate. So my printer has said to me, I can literally get the certificates printed from the night before.
Right,
Bless him. So
that's great.
So this weekend I'm doing that, but then on Sunday, Enfield Market are doing a Easter market stall thing. So I'm certainly going to go there. So that's me, Malcolm. I'm doing it the
I've
weekend.
got loads of clearing up. Like I said, we got the builders in next week for a new kitchen, so I've got to figure out how to have a temporary kitchen for the next 2 weeks so we can still eat. So,
Andrew.
Enfield Town dominates my weekend. Tonight
Yes.
I think we're going to a restaurant in Winchmore Hill, and then tomorrow I'm going to
Do you want to
see friends.
name the one that you're off to?
It's an Indian restaurant. I'm not sure what it's called. I've never been there. Someone, our friends, booked it. I'll know later. And then tomorrow we're going out into country to Farnham Common to see some friends. So hopefully the weather
Nice.
holds tomorrow.
Our power couple up there, Emma and Colin.
We're working today, unfortunately, trying to catch up on things, and a bit of a family day tomorrow, I think. So
I will say, even though we're working today, I've got a bit more of a fire in my belly this week for it because Angelo, Superstar Sports,
Yeah.
they've been we're doing a job for them, but they've actually been working in our son's school this week, and we are getting rave reviews from all the parents, aren't we? It was just doing a lot of good work with the youngsters down there and just getting them to play nice, enjoy the sports that they're doing and stuff like that. So yeah, it's nice to be doing that work on a Saturday because you know you're doing it for a good reason. So
Yeah, like when I got him into George Spicer actually, and he got maybe 100 kids just immediately engaged. He got a hula hoop
yeah.
and he threw it and it came back, and they were all like, "Wow!" So a big shout out to Angelo and Superstar Sports. If you're a school and you need something for after school activities, he's really
well,
good.
he's actually doing it at lunchtime. They've actually got a couple of coaches in to deal with the football issues at lunchtime. So there was a lot of issues with kids getting a bit unruly playing football at lunch. So now they've actually got Superstar Sports in to actually coach football at lunchtime for the kids. So it's a lot safer for everybody, which is amazing.
I'm going to have a last minute plug for Emma, Togs by Emma. If you want a gift, go and check their website out. They're amazing. Go and see them. If you're a business and you need some branded wear, there's no excuse, you plumbers, to have a flipping messy t-shirt you had for the last 50 years. Did you know that scaffolders have one hole on one side? That's their uniform. You can't be a proper scaffolder unless you got a
And your
hole in
bum,
your-
your bum hanging out the back, yeah.
Go and see Emma. And look, there's evening tickets left as well. If you just want to come and celebrate and be amongst,
Just a night out.
yeah. So the
gonna be
evening
fun.
tickets are there's about 20 left. So
I thought you said 10.
no, there's 10 day ones where you get there from 5:30, and there's some evening ones as well. But the evening ones, they come for the finale, the final awards, and they get some entertainment. But they're standing room only.
Oh, you don't know what time the actual awards are.
Yeah, the awards, the unofficial awards, because I'm breaking the rules.
Again.
They're meant to start at 7:30, but we'll be doing a few sneaky ones before that because Bambos wants to go to church, our MP, and he said I have to leave by 7:30. So there'll be some photo opportunities
Cool.
with him.
Excellent.
That's it. It's a wrap.
That was a good show. Wonderful show. Thank you to
It
everybody.
was all our guests that made it so
Emma,
good.
what's your web address name? So tell everybody the web address.
www.togsbyemma.com.
Wonderful.
Dogsbyemma.com. Go
Yeah.
along
Yeah,
there.
nice and simple.
Get ready for a rush. Now, Sibel, you shouldn't have favorites. She is one of my favorites of everyone that phones in. Can I just put out there, there's a 40-part warning for an Audi A7. Beware of the alternator may become faulty. It will flag up electrical failure and all the other parts. So if you are an owner of an Audi A7, go and check it out. We don't want any fires. And Sibel says, I'm gutted that I missed the Strictly Come Dancing. That looked awesome. I am so pleased it's over, Sibel. I know that it was really entertaining for others. We raised some money for charity, but the relief when it was finished, I'm still getting over it. A chest infection. And Sibel says, can't wait to order some t-shirts.
That's wonderful. Just a bit of thing. Talking about recalls, if you go on the government website and do a search for the status of your MOT, at the bottom you can press a thing. It will show you if there's any recall notices. For your
No
car.
way.
Yeah. So if you have any recall notices, it does show at the bottom.
You should have your own show.
Mm.
Just fascinating stuff. So have a lovely weekend, everyone.
Yeah, everyone.
It's Easter. We still plan to do a show on the Saturday. It's fine. It might be a short one, but we'll see how we go.
What, on Easter next Saturday?
There's still a
Saturday.
show. There's no.
Why wouldn't we?
Why wouldn't we? Exactly. Why
Yeah,
wouldn't
Because
we? There you
the
go.
business awards on until the following Friday, the 14th. So it's the last Saturday to promote them, Gary.
Exactly. Hopefully, it'll be from the pub.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Wonderful. Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.
Yeah.